Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got Curtis Blackmore on. For those of you who don't know him, he's the founder of MyDesigns and the brains behind a lot of the developments and the ideas there. And today we're going to talk about the recent updates to MyDesigns, which are very exciting. We've got access to personalized products now and a very nice canvas editor. And Curtis is also going to do a demonstration for that. So yeah, also going to talk about some future plans, what's coming up, and the Black Friday deals. So first of all, thanks for coming on the channel, Curtis. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Philip. It's always a pleasure.
Quick story before we start. I actually watched a video from last year, December. That's probably my first print-on-demand tutorial with MyDesigns. And it's crazy how much you've done in like 11 months. Like, props to that. You've put in a lot of work. It was, for anyone who's interested, just watch that video. It's very bare bones, barely any features compared to now, and you've definitely made a lot of progress. So props to that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really proud of our engineering team. They work really hard and have been for, like you said, over the last year. It's pretty crazy to look back and just see how much has changed. And gearing up for 2024, we're almost there in terms of having all the foundational features that we kind of envision within MyDesigns to make it a truly all-in-one app where you can run your entire digital products business or print-on-demand business all from one hub. That includes product personalization, obviously order fulfillment, eventually getting a global fulfillment network, and everything else. There's just so much to it that we're getting close to having everything ready.
Cool. And what? Why don't you touch on some of the recent updates that have just come out, some of the big
Yeah.
things, and then we can sort of jump into the demonstration from then on.
Yeah, so some of the most important recent updates we rolled out is our advanced canvas editor, which is a graphic design tool, all built into MyDesigns, custom made. Took us a lot of months to get this to this point, and it's already really good. So we'll touch on that in the demonstration. But basically, what that allows you to do is create designs. You can add text, adjust fonts. You can add elements and different effects like remove background. You can use our Dream AI feature inside of the canvas editor. So you're looking to generate graphics from a text prompt and then add it to your design and then add different elements and text, etc. It's really easy to do. And that also replaced our old canvas system on the listings page in the publishing process. So we got that all like fully replaced everywhere, and it's incredible. And then outside of that, the canvas editor enables finally for us to offer personalization for print on demand products, which is huge because if you look at the best selling products on Etsy, across the board, the print on demand products are almost all personalized. So this is amazing, and it's super easy and intuitive to basically create, sell, and fulfill personalized products all within MyDesigns now.
Okay. So quick follow-up question there. So the idea with the canvas editor, for anyone who doesn't know of it, is I'm guessing to kind of be like a mini Photoshop or Canva inside of MyDesigns, so you can do it all in there rather than externally.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And you've just launched it, so I'm guessing you've still got plans to expand with that as well.
Yeah, it's just the very first version of it. It's already got significantly better over the last, what, week and a half, 2 weeks since we released it. We still have a few things to improve performance wise, and of course, additional features being added, but overall, it's already really impressive.
That's really cool. And the personalization side of things, you did mention there that a lot of the best sellers on Etsy are personalized, which is true. If you ever do niche research, you stumble upon a lot of them. And you mentioned to me earlier that you actually published some listings yourself the other day, and
Yeah,
you already started getting sales.
yeah, it's not. I don't even think it's been a week yet. It was last Wednesday, I believe. I published. I went and created a batch of 14 designs in the Canvas editor using Dream AI for the main image. Then just added a text element like your name in 2023. Some very basic stuff for ceramic ornaments, and published those. And they've already brought in over 10 orders, and it's been a week. Right? So
Wow.
now I need to get serious about it and publish a bunch of products. But I can just already see the potential of this, and it's really exciting.
Did you do that with DALL-E 3? Because I noticed that's now part of Dream AI as well.
I used SDXL actually to generate the graphics, but DALL-E 3 is obviously a lot better in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
But just for basic graphics, SDXL, certain styles is really easy, but that's what I use for those particular
Cool.
listings.
All right. Why don't you share your screen so we can actually see what this looks like inside of MyDesigns and get a bit of a visual reference?
All right, so I'm on the demo account, and I think the first thing I can do is kind of just demonstrate the process of creating a design with a Canvas editor that can be personalized. So when you publish it to Etsy as a personalized product, then of course that order comes in. Now I can then demonstrate the orders page of how you can fulfill that intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go over. So I'm on our demo account here. I'm going to go over to Canvas. I can actually expand this menu for a moment.
Just gonna say it does look different. So you can now hide the sidebar as well.
Yeah, so when you're in the Canvas editor, you want to have more space to work with. So a lot of time I'll collapse the sidebar. Go
Okay.
over to Canvas. I'm going to collapse that again. And then I'm just going to take the same example I used earlier with the round ceramic ornament. So we have templates. This includes every single one of our print on demand templates. So now you can see like the guidelines here for the print area. So obviously anything outside of the red is not going to be printed. You want all your important elements to be within the blue dotted lines. So
Okay.
with that being said, I already uploaded a design and I actually have this created, but basically you can drag and drop designs here, upload them. You can use Dream AI. Again, like you touched on different models here. We got SDXL, which is great, and then Dolly 3, which is even better for so many different things. But you can just choose the different model depending on the one you're on. You have different art styles, etc. you can choose from, which makes it really easy if you're not a graphic designer to create some really high quality graphics. Of course, we have effects like remove background. So you can select your image, remove the background right here in the Canvas editor to basically create high quality designs quickly. There's a lot more to it, but I already had this design created. So what I did is copied it. So I can just paste it to kind of show you the example. So this is all done, right? It's
Okay.
already like positioned where I want it. And I basically what I did is copied that from the listings page because I already saved it as an editable design. That way we can save a little time here.
Where did you pull? Because I think you said in your tutorial this was from Creative Fabrica. Where did you pull the graphic in to the Canvas
Yes.
editor?
So this base graphic here
Did
with
you
the
drag?
deer and like the flowers was from Creative Fabrica. Yep.
Did you drag and drop it, or did you use the upload
Right
function?
here. So I
Yeah.
uploaded, just drag and dropped it here, and you can see the graphics here. So I open this up. This is that graphic I'm using as the base ground. And then what I did is went to text, added these different text layers. You can see these are all separate.
Mm.
So this one is using the Allura font. Right now we have around 250 fonts in here, but within the next week or so, we'll have about 1,500 using the entire Google Fonts library, which you obviously have commercial rights to.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get those all added, but you can see there's quite a big list here of fonts.
That's making me think as well. Will there be, first of all, will there be an option to upload your own font? And
Yes.
secondly, would there maybe be like a filter eventually, so you can filter for like distress stuff like that?
Yeah,
If you have so
exactly.
many
Those.
fonts, it might be hard to look through them.
Yeah, we want to add a favorites feature, and then of course categorize fonts based on their style as well. So if it's like handwriting or curved text and whatnot, you'll be able to do that. But then you could favorite them, and of course, it'd be probably good to have like a folder system too. You just add all your favorite fonts to it. But yeah, you'll be able to upload your own custom fonts too and utilize those within MyDesigns.
Mm-hmm.
That's all coming. But there's a ton of different features here. I won't touch on everything. Again, I'll go over the elements real quick because I think this is pretty important. We have over 10,000 vector graphics
Mm-hmm.
sitting in here. There's a bunch of different categories you can browse from. And you can basically just add these to Canvas. I'll just touch one here real quick. Because this is like SVG based, you can actually adjust the colors too. So if I want to change that yellow, let me just try something like this, right? You can adjust all those colors. And another thing too is not a lot of tools offer this, but I could take any individual element within this SVG file here. For instance, take that and turn it transparent. So based off that like list of layers that are the different elements within the SVG file, you can turn it transparent or adjust the colors.
Nice.
So that's another feature I want to touch on. There's a way more to it, but to keep this a little shorter, I'll just go with this.
Okay.
So this is basically ready, right? Now, when I publish this as a personalized product, I'll be able to edit these layers on the orders page itself within MyDesigns, which is great.
One more questions that people might have on this screen is you did mention you kind of want to stay within the blue lines, but some of it is bleeding over. So does it still print whatever's over the blue line?
Yeah, it'll print everything outside of this, but it's going to start to kind of curve with ornaments that kind of curve a little bit.
Okay.
So it'll start to curve a bit, but it'll still be there. Everything outside of the red line will not be on the actual product. So that's the bleed area. But yeah, this is good. This is safe, but all the important elements you want to definitely keep within the blue dotted line. It's like all the text, etc.
Yeah, like the main subject if it's an animal or something. Okay, makes sense.
All right, and I'm going to save now. So when you have your design ready, you create it in here. You can just save the collection, give it just a test name. Obviously, save it as editable, and that means you're going to be able to edit this later on. And again, you can see up here my collection with MyDesigns. I'm under the personalized ornaments folder in the demo folder. So I'm going to save that. Doesn't take too long, and then we'll go over to the listings page. All right, so that's done. You get that notification up here. So I'll move over to the listings page. You can see I already had the other one done previously, so the data is already there. But this is the one I just saved. And what's great about this, everything created in the Canvas system that you save as editable design, you'll have this little icon down here.
Mm.
and you could click up here, click the icon, it can open it up, and you can make changes to it. So if I want to just say, let's go like test, overwrite, you can just update this anytime. So instead of having to recreate everything from scratch, it's really easy to just make those changes now if you created it from the Canvas system.
So it's kind of like a PSD file instead
Yeah,
of a PNG.
exactly. It'll be editable forever, and that's great for the personalization side, which we'll touch on in a minute.
Okay.
Now, basically, I showed you how to get to this point with the design. I'm going to come down here because this one's already done. So I have the data in here, etc. So what I'm going to do is actually select this one. And I could go ahead, go to the mockups generator and generate mockups, but because the ornament mockups are all the same, essentially, I'll just do it during the publishing process.
Okay.
So this is ready to go. I'm going to go publish, products. We've got our test store here. I'm going to actually choose the ornament category. There we go. So got my fields all mapped here, pick a product, and this is the ceramic ornament. So I'm going to just type ornament. You can see we offer the aluminum ornament and the ceramic ornament. So I'm going to select this one. So POD is one fulfilling these. So I could choose that now. And now I'm here on the publishing side. We can choose colors, etc., or sizes, which this doesn't have colors. But I'm going to pop this up. One thing we're working on right now, as you can see with the base design, it was bigger. So we're working on a fix for that. But in the meantime, you want to definitely double check everything and just resize this. And if you're doing these in bulk, you can right click and sync that across all your listings. So that's one easy way to do that. And I'll go over that in a minute on the listings page. But I just want to get this essentially set up where we had it before.
And this is just currently you need this step. It'd be fixed in the future, where it's the same alignment as in your listings tab.
Yeah, and most of your images are going to populate correctly because I used a bigger image and expanded it outside the canvas area, then resizing that down into the canvas area, if that makes sense. But we're working on a fix. So if you're doing t-shirts, etc., then everything should align automatically. But it's always worth double checking.
Okay.
So if this is done, I just click save, and that'll update it. I'm going to turn these. Let's go with the mockups I want here. Probably not the Halloween ones. Yeah. So turn that one off. So basically generating these 4 mockups, and we can wait for that preview. Kind of get a preview here to make sure everything looks good. So yeah, and you can always resite or readjust these too by dragging and dropping, because the first one's always going to be the primary mockup. So I'm going to leave that one like that. And we just enabled back prints too. So if you wanted to do back prints on these ornaments, so you can print on both sides, you can just click this. If you want to use a different print file, you'll just grab it right here from your file slots. That's one way to.
Is that going to affect the pricing?
Yeah, it affects the pricing a little bit. So in fact, if we move to the page with 2 of them enabled, you can see it's $546. Again, this is on the Pro Plus plan, so you have a small discount there, 10% discount. If I turn that off, yeah, it's $390.
Okay, like $150. Then
yeah.
Okay.
So now on this page, I'll just throw in $12.99, apply, and that's good. So basically that's it, because it's only using one. Otherwise, we'd have bulk. We could do this all at once. I could go to preview, add the personalization text here, and then publish it to Etsy, which I've already done this with this particular product, but I just want to show you how that works. You can check the personalization. And of course, you can make personalization required, or if you want, it doesn't have to be required. So there's a lot of people that do designs that you don't necessarily need to edit, but if they want to, then they can. But I usually almost always check personalization required. And I don't know if I have my personalization text pulled up. I think I do. What I was using as an example. Yeah, let's go with this.
If not, I've got some. I saved it as well.
Yeah, so in this case, like, please include the name exactly as it should appear. A great example would be Ella's, like I have on the mockup. Then text for the second line, first Christmas, and then the year 2023. So basically enable them to edit those 3 different fields. And I give an example here too, right? Yeah. So that way the customer gets a good example, understands what to do. So now I could publish that. I'll just go ahead and publish it, even though I have it live. And that's going over to the test shop. So let me out of this a little bit. And this is basically.
And I suppose you want to tell them they can change everything, because they might be, baby's second Christmas, or maybe it's for next year. Maybe next year these start selling again and they want to change the year. So it's worth telling them you can affect everything, not just the name.
Yep, I agree. And that's what's great about having it in MyDesigns is editable design. You don't have to go recreate the mockups and whatnot in the future if you have it set up like this. And we'll have a sync feature too. If you want to redo the mockups and it's 2024, then you can just redo the mockups and sync it to the live listing. So you're not going to ever have to republish that, right?
Oh, that's really cool.
But that's all coming probably later this year, early next year.
What about the listing data? What if the listing said 2023 Christmas ornament? Could you sync that as well?
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to sync everything, including the
Okay.
print file. If you want to adjust the print file for live listings and the printer that's fulfilling products, we're going to eventually offer all of that. So you have full control over everything within MyDesigns in terms of fulfillment, the mockups, the data. And if it's on multiple marketplaces, so if you had it on Amazon, Shopify, and Etsy, and you want to update it across the board, you make those changes in MyDesigns, you'll be able to sync it and update all the live listings everywhere they exist.
Wow, that's
But
crazy.
uh, but in this case, right, this is ready. So I'd come in and put in the data. So I used an example in my other video I did earlier, so I'll do the same one. So in this case, like Adeline's first Christmas 2023, I add this to cart and purchase it. Now I'll go over to MyDesigns and show you what that process looks like. Let's go back to the listings page. I'm going to go to orders.
And one quick thing here: if an order hasn't come in, I noticed you said something about syncing.
Yeah, so you have a sync orders here because they come in every 1 to 2 hours. That's our automated check. But if you want to, you can just come up here to sync orders and click sync now. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute, and it'll import all the new orders. So you don't have to wait. But in this case, I have an order here, a test order. And this is the exact one, right? We just published essentially. And what's great about this now, if you have it as a personalized product, you publish through MyDesigns, it's personalized, you'll have the request here from the customer. So you can see exactly what they put in, which is great right on the orders page. So now you need to personalize this. You have this little personalize button here. So I open that up again, it opens it up in the new canvas editor. And on this side, you'll have the personalization request. So you can see exactly what you need to do. So you could copy paste if you want, or just type it in. So everything's the same in terms of, Ella's first Christmas, but this name Adeline. So I'll just go put that in. And if that was like, right, that's getting really close to this, you can move this up a bit if you wanted, or you could resize the font. There's different things you can do very, very easily. And by the way, you can minimize this if you want it out of the way.
You can do it with the box as well, can't you? Resize it rather
Yeah,
than
right here.
number.
If I want to go down to 100, right, just making the font smaller.
Mm.
Or you could, yeah, if you wanted to
Out
actually
the box.
just grab this like this,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, you can do that too.
Very intuitive, like you used to from other editors, basically.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So let's say that was ready and this is it. I can actually move this graphic over a bit. So I'll put that there. And all you do is click overwrite. And it'll populate a new mockup for you, which is great because then you can see that everything looks good before you actually approve this order. So you can see over here, it's replacing that. So when it's done, it's kind of small here. Actually, I'll pop this one open so you can see the old one.
Okay.
And then we'll compare the new one. So that's done. So you can just click on it to open it in a big view.
And this mockup is just for you to double check. It's not going back to your listing or something like that.
Yeah, it's not going to your listing. It's for you to preview everything. And also the printers require a preview of how the final product looks. So it goes over to the printers as well. And it's for you as well to make sure it looks good. So
Okay.
yeah, you can see that looks great, right? Then you could just click approve order. You always have this notification pop up because you don't want to accidentally approve something until it's ready. But once you double check all your changes, you made the personalization changes, you click I want to continue and just click continue. And then that's going to submit the order to the printer. We'll charge you the base cost, and everything else is fully automated. And one last thing, you also can double check the print file, the actual file the printer receives, by just opening that up. This is what they get.
Okay.
And if you used our templates when you originally created these, everything's like perfect for the printers that you're submitting these orders to, that we're submitting to these orders to for you. But that's pretty much the flow of personalized products. Now, it's really cool. A few more things I want to touch on without taking too long is on the listings page. I'm going to go over to a different account or a different folder here. I think maybe this one. Going to show you an example. So these are generated in Midjourney. So I just basically just went to upload files, drag and drop these in. Now this is only 4, but if you had, like 48 or 120, whatever it may be, and you want to just turn these into quick ornaments that are personalizable, you can just select all. Again, the new canvas system's here. So you open this up and I'm going to choose an ornament template. But this is getting ridiculously easy, like in terms of saving you time. So I'm going to choose the template. And again, I have 4 listings selected, so you can see them all down here under this page preview. So now I'm going to add listing file. Click this button up here. In the main file, that's the file slot that contains the file I want to add. So just click add to all. And now you can see it's a little off-centered here. So I'm going to expand this. Let's make sure that's sized properly. So if I look at these other ones, you'll see they're all the same, right? They're not automatically fitting. We're going to fix that in the future. But what's really good about this is I can just click this because I have this one where I want it. And they're all the same aspect ratio, 1024 by 1024 pixels. So you can right click and just click sync. And you'll see down here, these will update. So now you can do this in bulk.
And you can do the same with the text as well, I'm guessing. If you're adding personalizable text, you can sync that across all listings.
Yeah, in fact, we'll do that right now. So I'll go your name, just something simple. Probably wouldn't be the best example, but I'm going to change the font. And let's add a stroke effect. We'll probably change that to white and add a stroke effect so it can really stand out. Make it black. Maybe go 8 here. And then obviously I'm gonna make that quite a bit bigger. You have full control over this. Let me zoom in too. You can, by the way, holding control in your mouse wheel to zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
And you have controls down here as well for this. If I want to do that, and I'm going to add one more, move this down, make this one 2023.
Nice.
Oh, click off that. And do the same thing here.
One quick side note there with the stroke, I have noticed when playing around with it that some of the fonts have they have some kinks in the stroke. Is that something you can fix in future as well?
Yeah, we'll look into that. I've noticed that as well.
Okay.
A lot of those, they will start to get polished. So put that here. Maybe make this even a bit bigger.
So is there a limit on how many listings you could affect through the canvas editor and sync? Like how many images?
It's based on your plan. So the free plan is 24, Pro plan is 48, and the Pro Plus is 120.
Mm-hmm.
So with 120 listings, if you're doing something like this, it's just ridiculously easy. And again, it's also an editable design when you save it, and then you can personalize it and fulfill personalized products in bulk very easily.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing touch here. See, I don't have the text here yet. So if I go back, I'm going to select both of these. I could do it one by one if I wanted. Make sure, hold down shift and then click sync. And then that will apply.
So you hold shift to select both, shift click.
Yeah. So hold that and then hold in shift to select the next one. Click it. Now I'll select both of them. But you can also, if you want, just do it one by one. Sync and then click this layer and sync. But you can see across all of these now.
Mm-hmm.
You got that in there very quickly. So let's say you like this, it was ready to go. I can just go save, and always is editable design. I want to check that. I can replace the original file or save it to another file slot. I'll just replace it. Click overwrite files. And that will process. Takes just a second. And you'll see these are all editable designs now. Got that on it. You can open this up and make any individual changes if you want, right, to any of these, which is great. So now I can. Well,
one more question that came up there is, I noticed you didn't upscale. So I know Midjourney graphics come out about 1,000 pixels. Ornaments are slightly bigger in their template dimensions. Do you think it's worth even upscaling there? Do you think it's good enough? Because I didn't see an indicator for DPI anywhere, so I wasn't really sure about it.
In this case, no, it's not really needed. If you're upscaling, because this is so close to like the already based files, but if you want to upscale Midjourney ahead of time before you upload to MyDesigns or use our upscaler like you mentioned in bulk, you could do that and then make the changes, and then create the file, which is always better. You can have higher PPI in that case. But yeah, it is a good question.
But it's not a necessity with these ornaments, I guess, because they are so small. You don't really have to upscale. It's just if you want to be doubly sure.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
It's not necessarily needed for ornaments if you want to just use the base 1024 by 1024 pixels. And I've ordered a bunch of these doing that very thing I just showed you, and it works. The quality's great on the final prints. So I'm going to take, now this is ready, right? I'm going to just show you another example. Let's grab all 4 of those. I'm going to go to other and just generate some ornaments. So if this advanced basically allows you to select multiple mockups at once. I'm going to get rid of the shirt that's automatically selected by default. And we'll just grab those 4 ornaments, just show you how easy this is.
And again, I don't think you would have to do this, would you? You could do it during publishing. It's just to show how the mockup generator works.
Exactly.
Yeah, that took like 10 seconds. I know you're super fast, but like when you get used to it, it doesn't take long to generate hundreds of mockups.
Yeah, and then you could also take these mockups. This is one advantage right now of generating mockups ahead of time, is you can go generate a video mockup with these mockups.
I see.
That's one advantage of it. We can see these look great, right? Kind of like, let me open this up so you can just see a bigger preview of this. But yeah, you got your ceramic ornaments.
Nice.
And then if you wanted to create a video mockup, I could let's do it in this order. Instead of generating preview, I'll just save it to mockup 5. And then you can include that video during the publishing process, which listings on Etsy with videos get, usually a higher boost in rankings.
Nice. And because you said you did get a few personalized orders, when they actually come in, how long does it take you to fulfill them? Because I know you demonstrated to us, you explained stuff. It took a few minutes, but like realistically, how fast can you do it?
5-10 seconds, depending on the amount of layers. You easily within 30 seconds to a minute, and
Okay,
like for the first couple times. But really, it's like 5-10 seconds. You just pop it up, adjust the text, and hit approve.
that's really good. And I think you have said you want to automate that as well, if possible.
Yeah, that's a big part of the Canvas system and our personalization is we're going to eventually automate that in terms of taking the customer's data and inserting it into the text fields you already created within your design. So that way you just open up the order, and then if you want to approve it, you just approve it. If you want to make changes, you can, but you don't have to if it looks good.
Nice, nice.
But now the video, right? It's kind of an example. It's often pretty basic, but just a transitional video.
Still
But yeah,
helps to get the moving images in the search results. It does make a difference to static, for sure.
yeah. But that's pretty much the Canvas editor. There's a lot of really high level possibilities. We'll be creating a ton of content around that, but I just wanted to show you some basic examples here of what you can do. Another thing is people like to take these mockups, right? I haven't really tried this yet, but I'm going to just select this. I think mockups right now we have at 1500 by 2000. That's the other way, 2000 by 1500. So I'm going to adjust this. And let's just grab one of these mockups. Probably should sync that so it applies to all of these. I don't think I didn't sync that ahead of time. So that's another thing we got to fix there. It's probably not going to apply it there, but I'll use this as an example.
Yeah.
So if you had your mockup and you wanted to add, let's say, a shape. I'm going to make sure that actually fits. Yes, you had this. Maybe turn this red and add a text on top of it. This is something that'd be really popular. Like you'll be able to do this for your mockups and whatnot ahead of time. This is a great thing too, also about generating mockups ahead of time. But you can go do stuff like this and then sync it across all your listings. And slap that on top of your mockup and just overwrite the original mockup. If that was going to be your primary.
And I guess you could in this case could also put customizable or personalized, something like that, to just because people will struggle to see the small your name, but if you have it in red screaming at you, it'll be more.
Exactly. That's a great thing about this Canvas editor. It replaces everything we do. So now you have full control, flexibility, like with your mockups ahead of time, adding labels and different elements to them, kind of spicing them up. Yeah, there's so many possibilities to it. It's pretty crazy.
Nice. And what are some of because you mentioned some to me before the call, what are some of the possibilities with personalization in general? Because it's not just, your name on an ornament. You can do way more with the Canvas system and MyDesigns, can't you, technically?
Yeah, you can. So like a good example, you see these all over Etsy is like a dog. And I'll use the ornament example. So someone wants to add their dog to the ornament, maybe the dog's name, but actual photo of the dog. You'd basically, let me go back to the editable version here. So what we're going to do is we'll set it up to where if the customer on Etsy messages you their photo, it's going to automatically appear on the orders page right here, like on your uploads. You'll have like an organized section so you can see the photo for this particular order. And then you can add it to it. And if you need to remove the background, you got the effects. You can remove the background. And if you want to take that and go into Dream AI, another example is go change this to image to image. This is for the SDXL model. You could choose a style, right? I wish I had a photo of a dog right now. I'd show you exactly what I'm talking about. But you just drag and drop the photo. So if you add it here and then drag and drop, which we still are adding support for, otherwise you have to download it to your computer. And then you could just generate these different styles of their dog. And then, replace this, for instance. Just pop it in here instead. So now when personalizing orders, it's not just text you can personalize images, etc. too. And that's going to get significantly better, but right now it already works. And it's a pretty huge advantage over everything else that exists.
So you can already do that, have a customer submit an image and you turn it into AI?
Yeah, right now you would have to download the image and then upload it here, just drag and drop it into the uploads page.
Okay.
But in the future, it'll just automatically appear here in a specific section for each order that you open up on the orders page. So it's all organized.
That's so cool.
That's another example. So it's going to be photos, text, elements, whatever you want to personalize. It's going to be anything the Canvas editor can basically do.
Nice, nice. So it's not just using their image. You can also use AI to further modify the image. Yeah, lots of possibilities. And there's so many different products you could sell these on. Not at the moment, ornaments are obviously really popular, but like thinking ahead about t-shirts, mugs, whatever, stickers, like so many things.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. And you look at some of those product listings that are really doing well on Etsy, taking a dog and basically turn it into a watercolor style or an oil painting style. You can choose a general style in Dream AI and then just give it a prompt. and then use an image as reference. It'll keep the same general structure of that image. So if it's their dog, it'll be their dog, but then you start applying these styles to it. It's going to get, I'll make a video on this, but it's going to be incredibly intuitive and easy to fulfill orders just like that.
Okay, that's crazy. So we're going to talk in a minute here about what's still planned in the future, because I know you have a ton of really exciting improvements still coming in the future, near future and distant future. But before that, because it is Black Friday soon and your deal has already gone live, why don't we talk about, first of all, let's go over the pricing plans just briefly to just show people what's the free plan, what's the pro plan, etc., so they get a bit of an understanding. And then what is your current Black Friday offer? You can see it right here.
Yeah, so I just pulled it up. So if you go over to the pricing page on MyDesigns, our Black Friday offer is live right now. And basically what we're offering is 40% off for 3 months on the monthly plans. But if you go to the annual plans, the yearly plans, it's 40% off for 3 years. And on top of that, the annual plan already has a 25% discount built in. So you're technically getting like a 65% discount. So you can see everything's live here. I'm on yearly right now. So you can see Pro is essentially, if you go with the yearly plan, about $379 for the next 3 years per year. That's if you go monthly. Sorry, that's going to be 3 months. Here's the monthly pricing, $17.99. But if you go yearly, that's essentially what you're paying per month over the next 3 years.
Okay. Just to clarify that then. So normally you get 25% off with the yearly plan.
Yeah.
And it almost looks like you're getting 40% off now instead of 25. But it's not, that's not true, is it?
Yeah, it's 65%
on
the annual plans.
It's like 40 extra on top of the of the other discount. Okay.
So you got 40% off plus this 25% off by default if you go with the annual plans. So yeah, you're getting up to 65% off on the annual plans. Essentially is what you'd pay monthly. If you were to pay it monthly, but of course you're paying it up front for the year. And that's over the next 3 years, which is the best offer we've ever made.
Oh, that's amazing. And when does that end?
So it's going to end probably sometime after Black Friday. Then we'll reopen it most likely for Cyber Monday, and then end it sometime after that. So sometime next week it'll be gone.
And just quickly to like glance over the different plans, like what are the differences for people who are not really aware of MyDesigns and the plan or the pricing structure?
Yeah, so the free plan basically allows you to get into MyDesigns and learn it without having to commit any money up front. You get 2 gigabytes of cloud storage, a little bit of credits, and bulk processing up to 24 at a time. But there are some changes we are going to be making to the free plan pretty soon. In terms of the mockups and like looking at metrics and usage, it's not sustainable long term, especially with the way we enable bulk processing. So you're generating 24 mockups or basically unlimited amount of listings over and over and over, which we see quite a bit, right? And then people downloading them. So we got to make some changes there, which we're going to probably enroll later this week or next week. So this would be the best time to upgrade with the offer we have going on. But outside of that, the Pro plan offers, up to 100 gigabytes of cloud storage space, 600 credits to renew every single month, up to 48 bulk processing. This is probably the most important feature in my opinion. This enables you to take 48 listings and everything I showed you earlier, like with bulk syncing and processing, you can do up to 48 at a time. You can generate up to 480 mockups at a time because you can generate 10 per listing for up to 48 listings. You get a 5% discount on print-on-demand products. Of course, all these additional features here.
And that's a big jump with the mockups, right? Because on the free plan, it's 24 listings, but just 1 mockup each you can generate at a time. Whereas Pro plan, it's 10 mockups each for 48 listings. So massive jump there. And can you still publish print-on-demand products with the free plan? And will you still be able to in the future after you've sort of trimmed it down a bit?
Yeah, you'll still always be able to publish print-on-demand products with the free plan. We don't want to limit that area. We want to be able to have you create and publish products and then hopefully get sales so that you can find the value in MyDesigns and eventually upgrade. That's kind of the idea we have behind that. And it is limited in some ways, but it's still extremely powerful and it's so much quicker than anything that exists in the space. If you look at anyone else, you can't publish products nearly as fast through any of our competitors as you can do it through MyDesigns. Not even on the free plan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Then moving up to Pro, you get, 48 at a time. You can publish 48 products at a time. You also get access to multi-product publishing. Basically, you can add t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies to the same listing for up to 48 listings. So now you're talking over 100 different product types you're publishing in one go. And custom mockups is a big one, and also access to selling digital products through MyDesigns. Some of the other features. And then Pro Plus, it really takes everything to the next level. You have a terabyte of cloud storage space, so 1,000 gigabytes. You have over 2,000 credits that are renewed every month. You have up to 120 in terms of bulk processing, which is really crazy. So rather that's publishing products, generating mockups. So it'd be over 1,200 or up to 1,200 mockups at a time. You have a different 10% discount on products for print-on-demand products and access to every single feature we offer, just with higher limits in terms of functionality.
Yeah, it is insane when anyone's ever used the mockup generator with like hundreds of mockups at once, how quickly it generates them as well is like unheard of. Like if you do it in Photoshop, it takes you like forever to just do one. And I believe you've also over the recent months made some improvements to these plans. That's probably something that a lot of people don't really realize, but I think you've added or adjusted some things to make them more valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of changes we made and more coming. Like I said, start limiting the free plan a little bit because of like, especially with the mockup generation, because it takes up a lot of resources and it's expensive. But yeah, Pro and Pro Plus are an absolutely valuable plans. If you look here, you have a list of kind of the key features. By the way, product personalization isn't going to be available on the free plan. It'll only be available on Pro and Pro Plus. We just barely kind of rolled that out, so we haven't added it to the pricing page yet. But if you scroll down, you can actually see a list of all the features for each of these. So like, for instance, you can publish up to 400 products a day to Etsy or Shopify on the Pro plan, but on Pro Plus, it's unlimited. There's no limit there. That's a big difference. You can connect up to 3 shops on the Pro plan, 3 different Etsy shops or 3 different Shopify stores, but on Pro Plus, it's unlimited. And again, the discounts here, if you're doing any sort of volume, this will quickly pay for itself. Pay for your subscription within a month, like very quickly, especially personalized products. So that's a huge difference there in terms of getting product discounts. And then multi-product publishing you see here as well. But you can see the entire list of all the features here, except for personalization. We need to add that.
That is a good point, actually, that I didn't really think about before. It's like if you're on the fence between Pro and Pro Plus and you have the budget, then it's like if you choose Pro, you're losing out on the discount. So if you're going to get a lot of sales, you will have a disadvantage in that sense. So yeah, that's definitely good benefit to mention of the Pro Plus plan. So now that we've talked about this, people can find this pricing page in the description, by the way. If you do want to get the Black Friday deal, I think it will be automatically applied if you visit the pricing page. Yeah, so I will have a link to that in the description. You don't need to enter any codes. It should be automatic. If not, then enter Black Friday 2023. So maybe just from your perspective, sort of what's on the horizon coming up for the next few weeks or the next couple of months, what's closer to finalization, and then I'll ask some questions about tools that I've got in mind as well.
So over the next few weeks, the big focus will be on improving the Canvas system because we want to have templates for everything, right? And that includes all of our print-on-demand products, which we support right now. But we're going to also add popular digital products. It'll be templates built into the Canvas editor. So you're not going to need to know the exact dimensions you need for tumbler wraps, mug wraps, or whatever type of digital product you're selling. We'll have a lot of those pre-built into that. And another big one that we're going to eventually roll out, the reason I brought up digital products is because we're going to enable personalization for digital products, which I haven't really seen before at this level, right?
Oh yeah, that's good thing you point that out, because I have had requests before on my digital Etsy store, people wanting to change or add text, and it's always such a faff to do that manually, especially with digital products. And then that's really interesting.
One thing I want to touch on there too, because the way we're going to do it, and we got to test this further, so it's subject to change, but the way we're looking at it right now is because everything's already stored in the MyDesigns cloud, all your files, the base SVG file, whatever it is. If you create a personalized design in the Canvas editor that includes your elements, but then text and whatnot, the customer will still get that PDF file to download it, but they'll come over to the Canvas editor in like a front-end experience where they can make the changes themselves and download all the file types. We'll just zip it up, convert the file types, and they can download it to a computer.
Wait, hold on. So are they going to download a PDF from Etsy with a link to the Canvas editor of that specific file?
That's what we're thinking. That's subject to change. But you see on Etsy right now, a lot of people have like Canva templates that are personalized. So they create a template and they sell it on Etsy as a personalized. Like they can go over and make changes and then download it. You'll be able to just go to MyDesigns, like, and then make the changes you want and download it. And in that process, you can convert it to the file types they need to, because we already have that built in. So you can take the file you created, the template you created in our Canvas editor that you're selling as a digital product. They can add their name or the changes to anything, and then just download it as multiple file types. So SVG, PNG, PDF, JPEG, DXF, and EPS.
Nice. And is that like a one-off link, or could they like create a few different files, change your name a few times or something like that?
That's the way we got to look at it, because there's 2 ways to do it. We can take the information from Etsy, like as a personalization field on the digital product, automatically make those changes, and then they just download the file, or enable them to just kind of make the changes they want and download it.
Really interesting. Never heard of that. Sounds very cool. What else have you got planned? Because I know there's so many plans.
Yeah, Amazon Seller Central, the integration with Amazon's almost done. Well, it is basically done on our end, but we got to still go through the review process. We got everything approved except for private customer information, which we have to have. So within a week or two of that order coming in, that information basically be discarded, but we'd have it long enough to get the product shipped. So everything's almost done there. We're going to submit it again probably next week and then see how long that process takes. They're usually a couple weeks, but hopefully it'll be sooner. But it also is a Q4, so could be a month or two, but that's basically ready to go.
So you
And then
could upload to it now. It's just that you're waiting for Amazon to allow the link in a sense, or is that
essentially you can publish to Amazon right now. There's a few small changes we got to make, but it's basically done.
okay?
Then we got to get approval for the information we need to automate the order fulfillment side. So that's coming pretty soon. And then additionally, we're adding a bunch of new print on demand products and print fulfillment providers. You're saying in the near future, we'll continue to do that.
A few things that I'm wondering about. So the video mockups feature that we saw earlier, it is just a slideshow right now, and I know you've touched on the fact that you do have other ideas. So could there be possible change in the future there as well?
Yeah, that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't put it in my notes. But actual canvas editor we built, this custom made editor, at its core, it actually already supports video editing. So you're talking about bulk syncing and creating video mockups in bulk on your listings page. It's going to be ridiculously powerful. So that'll be coming at some point in the near future. We just have to polish everything else off before we start on the video side because that's a whole nother level of complexities. But it's all built in.
So wait, so explain that. You can create your own video mockups in bulk through the Canvas editor.
You're going to be able to, yes. And we'll have templates for various types of different videos already pre-made that can insert your graphics and whatnot, have text elements and stuff and different animations for those, different animations for the images coming in, whatnot.
Wow. Wow. What about the sorts of video mockups that you would say on Placeit with like a person actually moving like a real life sort of thing rather than a slideshow with animations?
Yeah, that's something as well that we're going to support. We already know how to do all that. So as we kind of get these done in chunks, then we'll continue to add that.
Yeah. So that's
will come
further in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but it's cool to know that's even possible because yeah, I was thinking maybe a different template for a slideshow and that's it. But yeah, crazy. Because at the moment, if you want to like a realistic real life video mockup, you have to go to Placeit, right? And it takes forever. Yeah. So it's cool to know that it might be possible in future eventually to do this in bulk as well.
Yeah, it will be.
Nice. And the Fraser AI tool, which I've been loving a lot. What are you planning to do with that as well?
So we have basically vision coming, for lack of a better name, but you'll be able to just scan your collection of your designs. So you don't even need a keyword anymore if you don't want. Basically scan it with AI and write your product listings with that. So in bulk. And that's going to be ridiculous. And also several major improvements to the actual output of the data. So your titles, descriptions, and tags, they'll be a lot better than they are right now. So we'll be training that on a lot more data.
Amazing. So no more keying in the primary keywords forever. It's just, it scans the actual design and bases the listing data off of that.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're, let's say just in the Canvas editor creating personalized designs, you create like 20, 30 of them. You save those already to the listings page. You select them all in bulk and just scan them and write your product listings. Choose the products you're going to sell them as. That includes title, description, and tags. So everything you need for the platform you're selling on.
And with the description part, because that doesn't work yet at the moment, will there be some like extra options in future for the description?
Yeah. When we roll out the vision feature, it'll support descriptions as well. So right now it's titles and tags, but it'll also support descriptions.
What's the idea with that? Because obviously there's a lot of different ways to write a description on Etsy. Like how would it be done with vision?
The way we're going to do it is probably a paragraph of 250 words that kind of incorporates your design into that. But then the product you're selling, it'll insert all the details about that product into the description as well. So if it's a Bella 3001, you want to include the actual details about the product the customer's receiving. So it'll include that because we already have all that in our product catalog. So it'll write a paragraph or two of the actual design and like that kind of persuasive, ready to sell the customer, and then include all the product details as well.
And can you do that for multi-product listings as well? Like
yeah, that's something.
Or
we'll start with one, but I don't see why it wouldn't be possible with multi-products. It should definitely be possible.
Yeah, because that's kind of the dream. You select for the description, you select like Bella, I don't know, Gilding 1800, and it populates the description, makes it look nice for each one, and maybe adds a bit of something about the design as well. Yeah,
absolutely. That's definitely possible.
Cool.
Now I think about it.
And what you did mention there that you are going to add more products in future as well. What are sort of the closest ones that might be published in the near future?
The ones that we've had most highly requested from our community are wall art, canvas art, etc., posters. So those once this canvas system's polished, I've been saying it for a while, then those will be some of the newest products we add. So that those are coming pretty soon. And then we'll continue. We have a whole list of products. Like we're going to have, tote bags, blankets,
Mm-hmm.
phone cases, and there's quite a few other ones too. More ornaments, more drinkware. There's a lot, and of course, obviously, more clothing options.
Clothing, yeah, because I was going to say
Lots more
there's a
clothing
few like
options.
kids clothing options that I would like to see. So you are still working on clothing as well.
Yeah,
Cool. What about more EU production partners? Because this is something I see a lot. It's like you have Printful, but Printful's not ideal, and most of the products at the moment are just fulfilled, you know, for American customers. If the shipping is abroad, it's really expensive or time consuming. So, do you have anything like lined up there?
yeah. So for EU, we're going to start rolling out some printers sometime in 2024, preferably quarter one. At least get one major printer. There's one in the Czech Republic we've been talking to. There's also District Photo that has another leg of their company that's in Europe, Australia as well. And we're about to release District Photo as another print fulfillment provider. So we're talking to a couple of different printers, and we definitely want to get that done. That way, if you're selling products within Europe, you want to have them fulfilled within Europe, delivered to your customers within Europe.
That's making me think, how would it work? Because many of us have published listings now with, say, Swift POD. What if in future, if there's an alternative production partner, an order comes in from Britain, like, can you then swap to a more local production partner? Because that's
Yeah.
always a bit of a hassle with Printify, Printful, like making
So,
sure it's the right one.
so assuming the printer you want to swap it to has the exact same variant, and so if it's a Bell 3001 extra large black shirt, then yeah, you can do that right now. Actually, in MyDesigns, we rolled that out about a month ago. So you on the orders page, but you have to have manual order approval turned on.
Yeah.
So on the orders page, you can edit the variant and just choose a different printer and a different product. See the new cost and then hit approve. Submit the order to that printer. So that's actually technically possible right now. But in the future, I want to make that so if you had like let's say 100 or 200 listings that you're all using a certain provider and you want to switch it over to someone else, assuming they have the same variants, there'll be like some validation that happens there. Then you'll be able to just update it and see all the new variants and like remove ones that don't exist, and that would switch the partner over, but also update the listing if
Mm.
needed with the possible SKUs and whatnot.
Okay, cool.
That'll be a part of the sync feature. It's a huge feature.
And you mentioned their manual order approval, which I think we forgot to touch upon with the personalized orders. It's like when a personalized order comes in, am I right in thinking that it's always like it never gets fulfilled automatically? It always stays at the top. You need to approve it, like make the changes to it, and you
Yep.
don't have to have manual order approval turned on for that.
Yeah, you don't have to have manual order approval turned on for personalized products. If you have published them as personalized products, they'll automatically go into that manual queue where you have to review and make the changes, then approve it.
Nice. Do you get an email, like a notification saying there's a new order that needs to be edited, or?
You'll get the same email right now that we have. It says there's a new order awaiting approval, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
you do get emailed every time an order comes in.
Okay, cool. One more thing then. At the moment, obviously, MyDesigns is amazing for publishing 10, 20, 30 listings at a time, 100 listings at a time. But if you just have like one or two designs, like maybe your bestseller on Amazon, and you want to transfer it over, then it is quite time consuming to create all the mock-ups, to create the listing data and upload it in bulk. So not in bulk. I'm just so used to saying that with my designs. Upload the single design to Etsy. That is at the moment, I think, still quite tedious with my designs. Is there going to be a way to be quicker in that sense?
Yeah, so it'll be quicker in every sense. And I'm glad you brought that question up because we're working on a feature called product templates. We might change it, but basically we're going to create a bunch of just pre-made product templates for all of our products. They include mockups built in, includes general pricing profiles, all the sizes and colors, like popular size and color combos, and even multi-product publishing. But you'll be able to create these yourself too. So we'll have ones that are public, they're just general, like highly popular products to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And all you do is basically have a design. If you're using Vision, you generate everything and you just click one or two buttons and slide on Etsy. It'll be as easy as just choosing a template for your designs, and that's it. Everything
Okay,
else.
so that's going to eradicate this step of opening the mockup generator, selecting or finding and selecting all the mockups, choosing the colors for the mockups, and in the publishing stage, you wouldn't have to do the your bulk reprice. You won't have to choose which product you want in the listing. You won't have to choose and select all the colors in the publishing process. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that still takes some time now, that will all be solved with the templates, will it?
Yeah, 100%. It'll be so easy too. And you'll be able to create these yourself too. So you had a certain like let's say multi-product publishing where you have that sweatshirt, t-shirt, and hoodie on the same listing. You already have your pricing profiles input. You already have the colors you like and the mock-ups associated with it. You'll be able to just basically set all that up once and save it. And then it's as easy as open up your templates and applying it to your entire collection.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
So everything's pre-selected during the publishing process. You don't, and the mock-ups are all generated, et cetera, accordingly.
And one thing I'll say here is like we're talking about so many things that are planned for the future, and people might think, this is going to take years to get done. But look back a year ago, look at MyDesigns a year ago, it was nothing compared to what it is now. So like I'm very, very hopeful and confident that, a year from now, most of these things or many of these things are going to be done. We'll have such an easy life creating listings and designs and more platforms as well, hopefully, to sell them on. So that's definitely good. Do you have any like distant future plans that you might want to reveal? Anything like any goals with MyDesigns that maybe people aren't really aware of, or that are like 1 or 2 years in the future?
Yeah, we do. I'm not sure if I want to reveal them too soon. There's a big one.
You don't have to.
There's a big one. Essentially, long term, as we continue to polish everything off, build out all the features we see, all the personalization with the editor and everything built in. One of the big ones where MyDesigns is going is we're going to actually open up our entirely own marketplace. So you'll be able to like everything you can do inside MyDesigns on the front end for a customer, they'll be able to do a lot of that before they purchase a product, but it'll be through your templates, et cetera. I think it's going to be very high level. I haven't seen anything like it. So we've been building towards that goal for quite some time, but there's a lot to do still. So that could be a year, it could be 2, but that is one of the big plans. We'll open up our own marketplace.
So that's like the ultimate marketplace for customizing your own stuff, like customizing all the designs and products.
For selling and buying personalized products or any one-off print-on-demand products, digital products, etc. Focus will be that everything on the marketplace originates from a digital file. So whether that's a physical product through print-on-demand or a digital product someone's downloading if they want to customize it, etc. It'll all be very intuitive and very easy for the front-end customer.
And we would kind of be automatically enrolled in that?
Yeah, you'll be able to choose. So, let's say we have 10, 20, 30 million products sitting in our cloud. You can just click a button and have all your products live on our marketplace once we roll it out. You
just instantly have a marketplace with so many listings to be indexed on Google. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of other cool features. I won't touch on those yet, but
that's
some really interesting things that when we think about this marketplace, that we want it to really be game changing. And also from the customer perspective, they can get whatever they want pretty much instantly. It's kind of the idea behind it. Yeah. And it's going to be amazing once it's ready to go.
Really exciting. So like if people put the time in now, it's going to be even easier to make money in the future.
100%.
When MyDesigns developing helps you in the long run as well. Yeah, that's, I think, a lot of ground covered, a lot of questions answered that people might have, and very exciting news about your plans in the future. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming on. Where should people go if they get stuck or if they have any questions about MyDesigns, or can they reach you perhaps?
So you can reach out to me via email, curtis@mydesigns.io, or you can find me on the MyDesigns community. If you're already inside the app, there's a live chat for live support, and it's 24/7 live support. So if you have any questions and whatnot, you can ask chat there, or you can reach out to us in the community. We also have a Discord community as well. So I'm pretty much in all those places. So whatever is best for you, you can find me there and reach me there.
You have like clones of yourself to be in all of these places at the same time. Like,
not yet. Not just yet.
That's an upcoming MyDesigns feature as well.
Yeah,
that's another that you're hiding, isn't it? Yeah.
AI clones.
Yeah. But yeah, and also what I wanted to mention to people is you do weekly live streams in case people aren't aware. So in those live streams, you do like Q&As and demonstrations. So basically kind of what we've done now, except the community is involved. And those are really helpful for learning the tool. When do those happen?
Those happen every Thursday at 10 a.m. PST. We'll probably do this Thursdays on Wednesday tomorrow because of Thanksgiving. But yeah, every Thursday, basically at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will do those live streams. And a lot of it is Q&A. So customers having questions, want to ask us questions and get answers. And we'll do a lot of times screen sharing and showing what's possible. And we'll also discuss new updates and whatnot that we're releasing every week. So those are really great and are really popular now. And we'll continue to do those.
Nice. And And they can watch that in the community page inside of
Yeah.
MyDesigns?
Yep. So if you have a MyDesigns account, if you're a new user, you can just go over to the community and it's the same account. You just sign up once and it's linked together. And then we have a live stream and we also have the replays. So you can RSVP for the upcoming live streams. It's in the right sidebar. And then we have a replay section that goes over all the old videos. We record everything and post them there.
And it gets sent out via email as well. So if you do get the emails from MyDesigns, you get the live streams sent afterwards, which is really handy. Yeah, so anyone who's interested in MyDesigns, it will be linked below, and you can just get a free trial and test it out for yourself before you commit to anything. There are a lot of features that you can actually use for free and sell print-on-demand products with. And yeah, thanks a lot for Curtis for all your time, all your insight. Really appreciate you. And if you want to find out more about Curtis or see his tutorials, I will leave a link to his channel in the description as well. He's got quite a few MyDesigns tutorials on there, including personalization. Yeah, thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Philip. I always appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, see you later. Bye.